Why I say pick up when I mess up on camera.
On cam ready in three, two, one.
Hey everybody, this is On Cam Ready. I'm Jamie Maglietta. Thanks for watching us here on YouTube. Each day I'm going to be sharing tips on how you can show up more professionally on camera across social media and in your long form content. Today we're going to talk about podcasting. If you're going to be recording a guest interview for your own podcast or you're going to appear on a podcast, that's going to be edited. This video is for you. It's a trick I learned while in television news. Whenever we would have an interview that was long form, we would give the guest as well as the reporter or anchor an edit word. A word they can say when they stumble mid interview or freeze on camera or, want to rephrase what they're saying. And this word helps the editing process move so much smoother. And if you're planning on editing your own podcast, this trick is going to definitely come in handy. I've been using it for years and it saves me so much time. It saves me hours of editing. And this trick is free. You know how that goes, right? Sometimes you always think you're being sold something. No, guys, this isn't a product or an AI feature. This is you, a trick that you can do and apply and your guests can use too. It really does keep the guests and the talent calm, knowing they have this word that they can say when they want to re-say something. About 5 years ago, I was still working in a live control room setting. We would record interviews for our Sunday talk shows, and sometimes the guests, they needed a little bit of direction. And when they would take a pause or a beat, you visually could know that, okay, they need to restart what they're saying. However, when as a producer, I would go back through the tapes to send the edit log over to the editor, it took me so much time trying to find every pause if I didn't write the time down. This is another trick I wasn't planning on sharing, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you are producing a conversation, podcasting or for TV, and it's being recorded, even if it's live, it's good to take down timestamps. You write down your time when someone says something, or if you notice that they need to restate something, or you want to add a sound bite, or you want to cut something short, write the time down or type it. When you can't do that and you're in the conversation, I highly recommend that if you're not writing down times and you want the editing to move fast, you have an edit word. So when you say this edit word, it then helps the producer and the editor get that content turned a lot faster. And if you're editing your own stuff, it'll help you too. So what is this edit word I keep building up to? And how do you use it? All right, everyone has their own edit word. I, throughout my time in production, have always used pick up. I know, doesn't that sound so silly? Like, why am I picking up? Pick up. How often does someone say pick up in a conversation? Not much, not very often, right? So it's a little easier to find. It also is more natural than the other alternative, which people use in television, which is edit. Some people will say restart, but that just seems hard to be consistent on. And I've seen people even stumble over restart. And here's how you would use it. Say you are recording content for social media, even, okay? So even for social media, you're recording a script and you're reading it and you're like, okay, how to train your guests to do it to um pick up. Okay, let me say that again. How to train your guests to do it too. You see how if you have that moment of, I didn't really say it very clearly, I don't really like the way I said it, or I want to rephrase that or pump it up with some energy, I'm going to say it, stop, say pick up right before I start that next version of the line that I want to say. But you need to have a beat, okay? If you just say, all right, say you're in this conversation, you're getting asked about your family, and you say something you don't really want to say. Yes, I have 2 kids. They're 11 and 12, and they go to Fox News Channel University. No, you don't want to say where your children go to school, and you're like, oh, wait, I shouldn't say where they go to school. I'm only saying that because I'm trying to look around the room. You would then say, pick up. And maybe even the anchor or producer would say, you were saying about your kids and you wanted to omit the school. Can you rephrase that? And then they may say it again. But giving the guest that keyword really does help them reset too. It also allows them to. See, some guests don't think they can stop and start, but when they're given permission, it really helps them craft their thoughts and be more, I guess you could say, thought provoking at times. But you need to have a strategy in place. So, again, my system is come up with the word, share it with the anchor or the host, use it as an anchor or host, and share it with your guest. Allow them that breathing room when they use it, and even help them get back on track to where they were. Having an edit word when you're saying anything for a podcast or a YouTube channel or even social media is also going to give you that confidence to stop down when you feel like you're just not selling it. It will also help you limit how many takes you do. Because when you start thinking, how many pickups did I do in this video? Oh my gosh, that's a lot. You start to shave down how many chances you're going to give yourself to deliver. When you go back through that edit and you see 6 or 7 pickups, you're like, okay, got to be a little more diligent. You got to learn your content, learn what you want to say before you get on camera. That's my major tip. I talk about this in my visibility program that's coming out. You can go to my website, oncamready.com/waitlist. If you want to join the waitlist, I'll be offering free coaching calls so you can join that. And, if you want more tips like this, subscribe to the channel and I will see you online. You can also find me on Instagram, Jamie_Maglietta. Send me your questions. What can I help you with?